Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if you won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares, 'cause I can't give it all away if he won't be here next year. Feeling Christmas all around.
Hello guys, welcome back to another video on Soph for real. If you're new here, welcome to another video of Vlogmas. Today we are doing day 6 of Vlogmas, and today we are going to do a video based on basically what I've read this year. So yeah, let's just get into it. So today I am going to show off this book. This is a budget book slash memories, things that I wanted to track, that I wanted to keep in a book. So I have this notebook right here where I tracked a lot of these things. So one of the things that I tracked is the books that I read in the year. Now I gave myself a goal of 24 books, which is 2 books every month for the year 2025. So this is what my tracker looked like. This is the breakdown. So as you can see, not much reading was done this year based on this tracker, but I'm just gonna get into the books that I read this year. So for the month of January, we read the book Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, and I am going to just show you just what the book looks like, and then we'll get into what it was about. So this is what we have here. This book is by Kennedy Ryan, and it's called Before I Let Go. Now this book is part of a series. It's part of the Skyline series. It is a romance, and this book is the first book in the series. So it follows the story of Yasmin and Josiah love story. So basically how they go from a perfectly happy couple having a business together and having kids, then getting divorced, moving apart, and more. So this book was very interesting. I like this first book into the series. After going through all those struggles and parenting, they see love alone can't keep people together. So they go through a lot, and it just shows that sometimes love does grow apart, but you can work hard to keep it together and make it function. So they ended up not they ended up divorcing and then going through that and with the kids and everything and having a business together. That it just goes along and shows like the story behind them. So yeah, that was the first book I read for 2025. The second book I read was in March. I did not read anything in February. Now in March I read Coming Home. Now Coming Home is another Kennedy Ryan book, and I did like this story. This story followed basically this girl named Naomi and Torre. They went to college together and then both graduated and become very successful in their careers, moved apart. Then 1 year for a homecoming event, they get back together and they see each other, and things just start to, just fall into place and just happens for them. And they go through, like, they talk about what they've been doing in their life and just been growing together, and that's basically what this book is about. It is a romance, and again, Kennedy Ryan was top tier all year. I haven't read all her books, but looks like I'll be reading a lot more when it comes to Kennedy Ryan. Next on the list, I did read also in March, was On Rotation. I don't know how you say her last name. Obi. I think that's how you say it. On Rotation is by Obi. Shirley Obi. So this book is basically it gives Grey's Anatomy vibes. So it's about this girl named Angie who's from African descent, who's currently in medical school, and then everything starts falling apart. Her parents give her so much pressure, and because they want things to go their way, and then Angie wants to do her own thing, and then things just start getting worse based on a test that she completely bombs, and then that basically just makes her start a midlife, well, not midlife, quarter life crisis, because she is young. But then after meeting Ricky, things start rekindling back together. Rekindling, should I say? Or regrouping back together. So yeah, it's basically, the book is a fiction, so it's basically just her life and what happens with her after bombing her test. So what goes on after that. So in March I read 2 books. Then we moved to April. I have 2 books also in April. This one is called All I've Ever Wanted, All I've Ever Needed. Now this book is by A.E. Valdez. A.E. Valdez. Now this book is about, it's in a series. This series is a Fall and Sky series. It is a romance, and this story is about a girl who moves to Seattle for a fresh start. After moving, she meets this guy named Ace, and then they form a friendship, which she was not expecting because she had just gotten out of a relationship. So over time things change, and then everything just starts to make sense, and just everything just starts to be worth it, basically. So it's following her life story. It is a romance. I believe it was fiction, so yeah, that's another one. Then we went back into the Kennedy Ryan series for the Skyland series, and we read book 2, which is This Could Be Us. Now, I love her cover. I feel like getting this book in writing form, because I listened to all of these books through, what's it called? Audible. But yeah, this is the cover for the book 2 series. Now this story followed Soledad and her family, and basically she is a stay-at-home mom who basically dropped everything for her family. She got married, she has 2 kids, and then everything changed because of her husband. Now what happened with her husband, you gotta read and figure it out, because this is just crazy, and it just shows that sometimes you do need to lean onto your community when it comes to your kids, because she really couldn't do it on her own. She really had to do what she had to do and could not rely on her husband. So it was just resilience, strength, black girl magic. It was a lot going on in this book, and I really liked this second book. The first one was good, the second one was even better. So yeah, if you guys haven't read this series, definitely go read it. The third book, no, not the third book. Now we are on to, we did April. This is April. I read those 2 books, All I've Ever Wanted and This Could Be Us. Now May, I read Real and Brooklyn. Real is another book by Kennedy Ryan. So yeah, I told you, real Kennedy Ryan books were in my bag in my bag all the time. I had to read her. All right, so Real basically was about it's a Hollywood Renaissance romance that is a series. That's actually the first book in the duet. Is that what you call a book that goes in 2? It's not a series, it's just 2 books. So it follows the story, a love story between Cannon and Nevaeh. Now they are celebrities. Well, Cannon is a celebrity. Nevaeh works on Broadway, and then it just goes into their life story and everything, including betrayal, chronic illness, family dynamics, and just everything that goes along with it. The thing I took from this story is that live life, live well, and love fully. Basically, that's what you can take. Well, that's what I took from reading that book, because there's a lot that can go on, but you can't just dwell on certain things. You just gotta keep living and let go, and just, it's gonna be at the back of your mind, but you still gotta push through. So basically that's what I got from that. That was the first book I read in May. The second book I read was called Brooklyn. Brooklyn was a book by Tracy Brown, and Brooklyn is a book about Brooklyn, who grew up in New York City. Now, Brooklyn is a churchgoer. She basically learned the lesson of hustling through her parents. Her parents were in the church, the people who are like the pastor and all that, all those people. So she learned how to hustle from her parents. And it basically just shows, after one event in her life, we read the difficult events that happens to her and how she goes about it. So it just goes to see her life go on, moving on from doing what she wanted to do. Because when you're a churchgoer, sometimes you don't want to do what your parents are doing. You want to do your own thing. Basically, that was what she was doing. She wanted to do her own thing, and she wanted to go out there and be somebody, make her own money, not having to depend on her parents. So that is what happened. She started cutting school at first. Like, she would wear clothes under her clothes, then when she gets to the school, not go inside and be out in the streets doing whatever she wants. So basically that's her life. And then after one event, we just see the whole thing just spiral out of control and what she does after that. So it was an interesting read, and yeah, I would recommend that one as well. All the books I'm reading, I would recommend. So if you haven't read any of them, do go ahead and add them to your list. And the last book I fully read for 2025 was Before I Let Go, the last book. And I read that in June, the last book of the Kennedy Ryan series. This is the last book. Oh wait, no, not that one. I'm sorry, guys. The last book in the series is, I don't know, I just love these books. And I saw somebody get the copy where you can get like the sleeve, not the sleeve because the spine, but the pages. You can get like flowers on it and they all go together, and it's just so cute. I really like that. But the last book in the Kennedy Ryan series is Can't Get Enough. Now this one basically follows the last friend. Her name is Hendrix. She is actually like the rest of them. The rest of them are married with kids, but she is single. She is not married. She doesn't want any kids, and it just follows her life story about what happened. She's very successful, just like her friends are, except for Soledad, who was a stay-at-home mom. But yeah, Hendrix she does her own thing. She has her own business. She's very successful. She doesn't want kids. She dates, but she lets them know firsthand that she does not want kids, and basically just follows her life. And I love this series. Actually, I shouldn't lie, because actually I did not finish Can't Get Enough. I will finish it, but I just didn't finish it yet. I don't know why, but yeah, so it's still unfinished in my Audible history. So yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. Now that was in June. Now I did not do any reading from June. As you can see, July, August, September, October, November, and then December I started a book. I did not finish it yet. It's called Holiday Hideaway by Mary Kay Andrews. And then I have it a to be read list in a holidays. Now the first book, Holiday Hideaway, I started it. It's about a girl who is a realtor, and she is selling a house for one of her clients, but he passed away, and the grandson or great-grandson or uncle or nephew, she comes into the house while she's there because she bought groceries and stuff, and she was just gonna stay there, I guess, for a weekend. He comes into the house, and she's hiding in the house right now. He calls her, so she answers, and he's like, "Hi, this is blah blah blah. I am at the house, and there's a strange car parked in the driveway or something." So then they start talking, and she's like, "Okay, well, it's probably somebody else," and just like tries to explain and hoping he would leave, but that's not the case. And then that's basically as far as I got in that book. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys like any of these books that I read. They're all very much romance books, all about life, about relationships, and I don't know, everyone is on that type of level when it comes to reading, but I do want to branch out, so I do plan on branching out to different genres. I like reading romance, but sometimes you can't read a lot of romance, like romance back to back, because sometimes they all start to mesh and it's the same type of story that you are reading. So yeah, I do want to branch out, and if you have any good reads recommendations, do go ahead and leave it down in the comment section down below. I would really appreciate it. I need to just broaden my horizon when it comes to reading. So yeah, I would really appreciate if you guys would leave some books that I would be interested in. I am interested in everything. I just really like romance, like that's my go-to genre. So yeah, leave the book ideas list in the comment section down below. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and we will see you in another